You shed the skin you used to live within. Would you run from nights you couldn't live again, trying to find a friend? Would you look alone when it's late at night? You're alone, you're not feeling.
Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a how to get inspired video with you guys because it's been a while since I've filmed one of these. It's kind of like the mixture, it's like we're taking a coffee talk and a bit of a DIY and just like, you know, mating them. That was really aggressive, but you know what I'm saying. If you guys aren't following me already, be sure to check out my Twitter and my Instagram. Again, I forget what side it's on. I feel like it might be this side. Bentley's like, I'm done with this. I don't want to be here. The reason why I got inspired to film this video is about like a month ago, I was feeling really uninspired and unmotivated, and I just didn't have it in me to kind of come up with an excuse or reason to do a lot of the things that I genuinely enjoy and love doing. I felt like I was really slacking on my goals. I felt like I was just kind of sitting around and wasting time, wasting potential, and just like feeling really crummy about myself. And it almost felt like the longer I stayed in that sort of mindset, the harder it was taking me to get out of it. These are the 5 ways that I came up with that if you guys are going through something similar, you're feeling unmotivated, you're feeling uninspired, or anything of the sort, then these are the tips that are gonna help you kind of, you know, motivate yourself, re-inspire yourself, and get excited about life again, because life is way too short to spend any second of it not realizing that this is all a freaking miracle. The fact that we're sitting here, the fact that you're watching this, the fact that I'm existing, the fact that you're existing, the fact that we have like hats and books and food and bagels and coffee, summer and fall and everything in between, like it's all a freaking miracle. And so anytime I spend wasting being sad and uninspired and unmotivated is me just taking it all for granted. These are gonna be the tips that I keep from doing that. Tip number 1 is connect with your purpose. And I know that we've kind of talked about purpose and why before in other coffee talks and in other videos, but this is one of the most important things that you can constantly do in your life is reestablish like your why, your purpose, your reason for the life you want to live, the things you want to be doing, and what you want to be accomplishing. When we feel unmotivated or we feel uninspired by taking on the action or the goals that we've set out for ourselves, it's usually because we've lost a sense of touch with why we started in the first place. What it is that made us want to do these things or live this kind of life to begin with. A way to reestablish your why or your purpose is to start by asking yourself, what do you want from your life? What kind of life do you want to live? What kind of goals do you want to accomplish? What do you want to strive towards for the future? And get really clear about this. Be super fit and healthy if you want to be a successful photographer, if you want to be a straight A or like 4.0 whatever in university, like whatever it is. Establish what it is that you want out of your life and then ask yourself, why do you want it? Because we can say all the things we want, but there's always got to be a reason why. Like you don't just want to be a successful photographer. The reason why you want to be a successful photographer is because you love the art of photography. You love being able to express yourself. You like to see your progress in how much better you're getting along the way. Things like that. Come up with a reason why. And then write it down. If you haven't done this before, write it down on a piece of paper. Write it down as many times as you need to. Even if you can make it one word, like it could be happiness, it could be joy, it could be to spread light, like 2 words even, 3 words, whatever. But try and make it as short as possible so that even if you don't have it around you, you can reattach to your purpose right away by just saying those 2, 3, 1 word in your head. For me, mine is create. My purpose in life, I just love to create. I love to create things. I love to share things. So when I feel unmotivated or I'm feeling uninspired right before taking on a task, I tell myself like create, share, inspire. Like those 3 words are kind of what reattaches me to my purpose as to why I do what I do. Having those words, it's like bam, it gets you right back on that target and right back into this is my life purpose. These are the things that I feel I was born to do or that I just love to do, and so it keeps you reconnected and gets you inspired again. My second tip to getting re-inspired and re-motivated is to change around your routines and your habits. Now I did a whole video on how to shake bad habits and get some new ones, which I'll pop somewhere up on the screen. You guys can definitely go check that out if you want to go dive right in deep to the whole habit building and all of that fun stuff. But taking the light version of that video, I feel like when it comes to feeling uninspired or unmotivated, we may be feeling just like our life is just a little stale, you know? We're waking up the same time every day with the same view, with the same coffee, with the same breakfast, with the same routine, with the same everything, and then going to bed, and we're just feeling so like stale. Everything just feels like it's just going through the motion. When you change up your habits and you change up your routines, it spices up your life again, like waking up at a different time in the morning, eating something new, or going to a different restaurant for lunch, or meeting up with an old friend that you haven't seen in a while, or coming up with a new workout routine, or signing yourself up for a new workout class. Even just taking 20 minutes a day to read a book instead of not taking 20 minutes a day to read a book. Tiny little things like that, changing up the routine of your life and the routine of your every single day is going to re-inspire you and make you feel very motivated and shake things up so that it's not the exact same thing every single day. There's an infinite amount of, combinations of the way that you decide to do things. You can wake up and go for a run, or you could wake up and read your 15 minutes right in the morning with a cup of coffee. Like, there's so many different ways you can spend your morning, your night, your whatever, even if your work has to stay the same. There's just so many different ways that you can change up other things. So change up your routines and change up your habits, because that's going to get you re-inspired and re-motivated to start accomplishing your goals. And on that note, tip number 3 is to change up your environment, i.e. your bedroom, your apartment, your house, whatever it is. A lot of the times we kind of overlook the fact that our environment really dictates our energy. Like, if you are in a really dirty, messy, unorganized, unclean, doesn't really play off of like your personality atmosphere, then odds are you're gonna feel super unmotivated, super uninspired, and just like bleh. This has always been a huge one for me. Ever since I was a kid, I would always move around my furniture. I would always paint like, I'm not kidding you guys, my childhood bedroom probably had like this much just layers of paint because of all the different times I would paint my bedroom growing up. And even still, like, you'll notice that I never stopped changing around my apartment. I never stopped changing around my furniture. There's just so many different ways that you can do little things, even adding a different throw blanket and getting a new mug. Something like that is a cheap treat that you can give yourself, but that little tiny change in environment might make you feel a little bit more cozy, a little bit more happy, and just a little bit more fun and inspired by life again. I love to do this with a change of seasons, so with it transitioning into fall, I decided to go out and just re-spruce up my apartment with some new things and some new decor pillows, some new duvet covers, things like that, and it just added a little bit of touch and a little bit of excitement to my apartment again. And I work from home, so that's important for me. But even if you don't work from home, changing up your apartment is still going to make you feel really happy and really inspired for life in general. And if you don't really have the money to do that, you can even just as simply change around your furniture. You don't have to buy anything new, but just getting a little bit new feng shui going on in your room or feng shui going on in your apartment, it's going to give your entire, atmosphere a whole new feel to it. Waking up and being like, where the heck, like, why am I facing this wall now? It adds a whole new perspective, and it makes it really easy to feel like everything's fresh and brand new again. Tip number 4 is to make an inspo board. And I know, again, we've talked about dream boards before in the past, and there's so many different ways you can do one. I did one that was like a Polaroid dream board, and I'll link that somewhere up on the screen as well. But you don't even have to make it a dream board. Like, if you don't even know what your dreams are, you can easily just make it an inspiration board. You can just post photos or post whatever, like, of things that just make you feel happy and excited about life. Like, it could be coffees, it could be your favorite animal, it could be just like your favorite cities all around the world. It doesn't necessarily have to be a dream board per se. It can just be an inspiration board of images that just make you feel happy and excited and that play off of your personality and they play off your vibe. And if you guys don't want to do the DIY version of this, you can just as simply recreate this on Pinterest or recreate this on We Heart It or Tumblr. Like, come up with a Tumblr page, a We Heart It page, or a Pinterest page of all of the images that make you feel inspired, and then anytime you're not feeling it, anytime you're feeling a little low and down and out, you can just pop up your phone, open up your inspo board on whatever platform you decided to make it on, and just scroll through it, and it's going to make you feel excited and inspired again. Trust me, this works so much more than you'll ever give it credit for. We are very visual creatures, so when we see things, it kind of like triggers that little part in our brain that's like inspired and motivated and energetic again. So when you see things that inspire you or that make you feel happy or cozy, you're gonna feel inspired and happy and cozy and all of those things. You get what I'm saying? And then last but not least, tip number 5 is to write down your future life. I'm not saying write down what you want your future life to be. I'm saying write down what your future life is going to be. Get as detailed as possible, and this doesn't have to be set in stone, but right now, if you were told that you could have the exact life you wanted, write it down exactly what it would be. I'm gonna be wearing these clothes. I'm gonna have a clothing line. I'm gonna have a store open downtown Toronto. I'm going to be surrounded by family. I'm going to be surrounded by dogs. I'm going to be taking photos for a living, taking videos for a living. I'm gonna be a doctor, I'm gonna be a lawyer, whatever it is. Like, I'm gonna be married, I'm gonna be in love, and I'm gonna be happy, I'm gonna be traveling, I'm gonna be in this city. Get as detailed about this as possible. Don't say this is what I want, say this is what is going to happen. The more detail you put into this, the better it's going to work for you, because you want to write something that's literally going to knock your pants off. You're so freaking excited about it. And writing it down and having it on a physical piece of paper is amazing, because once you have that, again, that's almost like a bigger version of coming up with your purpose. But this is like, okay, I've just said this is going to happen. Now let's go out and make this happen. And anytime you're feeling like stale, uninspired, or unmotivated, you can open it up and read it again. And if that doesn't resonate with you anymore, write a completely new one and keep doing that and reading them and fixing them and tweaking them. And doing this, it's going to always reestablish in your brain what you're working towards, not what you want to be working towards, what you are working towards. Because I promise you, if you guys are crazy enough to believe that you can have all those things that you want, you're gonna have them. There's someone out there doing the things that you want to do. There's someone out there living the life that you want to live. And there's nothing stopping you from also being one of those people. The only thing that tends to get in our way is us. We start to self-sabotage. We start to feel unmotivated or uninspired. We stop kind of giving ourselves the tools or the necessities to go after the things we want. Or we just think, well, I'm never going to get it anyway, so why feel inspired or motivated? Why even try? Why put in the effort? Why put in the work when this is the truth of my life and I'm just going to accept it? You don't have to do that. We have control over what life we accept. And I'm not saying that you should set an insane amount of standards on yourself that you can't reach. I'm just saying, don't set your standard to a lower potential than you deserve. No matter who you are watching this, if you're uninspired and you're unmotivated and you're feeling down and out about yourself, odds are the feeling of being down on yourself is what's keeping you from getting inspired and motivated again. Even if you don't end up accomplishing all of the things that you want to do, even if you don't, end up being the professional photographer or the lawyer or the 4.0 student, just trying, just going for it, it's going to still create the most amazing memories and the most amazing life. You're going to meet incredible people. You're going to fall in love with so many different people and things, and you're going to live an insanely incredible life, but it's only going to happen if you believe in yourself and you push yourself out there and you stay inspired by everything constantly going on around you. So now, climbing out of that deep hole we just dug, that is it for today's video. Those are my tips on how to get re-inspired, and those are the tips that have really worked for me since last month to this month. I've been getting so much work done. I've been so efficient and just going after things because I'm feeling inspired again by changing up, even just the way I do my makeup. I wake up and I'm super excited to do my makeup, and then once my makeup's done, I'm like, well, now I gotta go out and do things so that people can see my face. And I'm not saying that I'm gonna do my makeup like this all the time. I'm just saying that it's working for me now and it's making me feel inspired. These are tips that are going to work, I promise you. And if you guys have any tips that you want to add, be sure to leave them down below, because there's so many different ways that you can get re-inspired again, so I want to hear what you guys think. Other than that, I love you guys to the moon and back. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys all in Thursday's video. Bye, guys.
Sometimes you gotta bleed to know that you're alive and have a soul, but it takes some